So yeah, hi YouTube, I'm back. I ran out, but yeah, like I was saying, so they thought they thought my son was my sister's son, and they was trying to take him. So they was like, well, you need to come and take the drug test, whoop this, that, and the third. So I'm like, man, but this my son, what I'm saying. Somebody had called tried to say that because they did not believe they did not believe that was my kid. Up until I'm sorry, they never. Till this day, they was like, I can't believe you just said that was your son. That's your son. God, yeah, would have never believe it. Everybody, I'd be like, yeah, that's me. That's all me. Yeah, he looks just like you. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So that was going on or whatever. And me and my sister, we just let me tell you something. Let me start right here. So I've always been I've always been a chunky girl all my whole life, my whole entire life, and I always been stood out in crowds, and I pull niggas, honest. But I pull them. I mean, I don't know why, but I just always have, you know, confident, So somehow she would wind up with them, and they don't want you. They wanted me to begin with. 'Cause she was a little petite. Her and my mother was smaller, than me. I was on the heavier side, so they wanted me, and I'm like, them licks used to be hurting sometime. But anyway, that's a story for another day. That's another story for another day for the epic journey. I'm just getting to y'all gonna get to know. So, but anyway, yeah, so they had went down or whatever. We were still staying on the Alphabet Street or whatever. And I'm trying to figure out. So it was coming time. It was November. Then it was coming to be the first couple of weeks of December. So it's getting time for us. It's getting time for them to get ready to have to go take a drug test. Like they give you a few weeks or whatever to get yourself situated or whatever. So it was on the 12th. I'll never forget it. She come in there. She was like, yo, I didn't get a chance to pass it. This, that, and the third. Your mother gonna let you get took and da 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 da. I'm like, what? So, I packed up our stuff. We left that late that night. I packed the stuff. We left. That's why I said my old homegirl come in there. That's her name is Kim, and she was like, y'all could come. I called and told her what was going on. She was like, y'all come over. She stayed in a 1-bedroom apartment, her little daughter. We went over there. We stayed over there for approximately 2 weeks. The first week of January, she went and she took the drug test. She had an open case. I didn't even know she had an open case. She had a bunch of kids. She had like 12 kids. I didn't know. I thought, as get to know people, because that's things you don't know. People don't, because she didn't have them with her, so I wasn't thinking she would have 12 kids, because they wasn't there. It was nothing but a little girl. That was my niecey poo. So I wasn't expecting it. So she went and she passed it, and I got me a house. 2012. 2012. Up at 2012, I was talking to this guy. I had seen him. He's an old guy. He's been around a long time. He's one of the old school barbers or whatever. He was one of the old school barbers. And we was talking. We had been kicking it for a long time. We had been kicking it probably since I got out. When I got out, we had been kicking or whatever. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, somehow, so we got the house over there off of Pulaski. We got the house, moved in together, whatever. So, and my sister had moved to Talladega, somewhere like that, Oxford, Alabama. Anyway, they had moved down there, so she had came over. We in the house, or whatever. But sometimes she would be over there when I wasn't there. But I wasn't really chipping out because I was just proud that my son didn't get lost in the system, or whatever. So I'm over there in my house and this, that, and third, or whatever. So something else, another life lesson had happened. So I had to move into Madison. So I had to move to Madison, and Madison. That's where my younger brother had stayed at. So I moved down there. My mother was down there. My mother and my brother was down there in Madison. So I had to move in with them, and I stayed down there for like till probably about 14, 15. Because me and my sister about to get to fighting because my son supposedly had done picked up a shirt. Her and the dude done came to town, caused this big old confusion. We always fight, me and my sister, because she just, I don't know. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, so we about to get the fight. So I just packed my stuff and I moved. We moved, and I moved over on the north side of town. When I moved on the north side of town, I hadn't seen my boyfriend, boot school, whatever. I hadn't even seen him. I didn't even know where he had. I didn't know what had happened. All I know was we were staying in the house on Pulaski Pike. My son got home. Everything was a mess. They had set my stuff outside, and he was coming home from school. All I know is to get my stuff in the U-Haul and get on to where we was going at. So that's what I did. And we went on where we were going, which was Madison. We stayed in Madison for about 4 months at the most. Probably no more than 6. Because anyway. Uh I get an apartment on the north side of town, nice, on the north side of town, and I'm calling because I know he always take business. I'm knowing that, what I'm saying, that he was looking. So my homeboy, I got a homeboy here. He's been reaching. I can't wait to see him. I don't be seeing nobody. I don't be doing nothing, y'all. Since I've been married, I just be chilling on. Life happens. But anyway, so I didn't breathe anything else. So I went to go to because my homeboy had a bootleg. He was doing bootlegging in his house. So I went over there. And he was like, "What you doing?" I was like, "Nothing." He was like, "Where you been?" I was like, "I'm just get my mind right here, get myself back straight." He was like, "Okay, you all right?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, I seen your sister and said my boyfriend's name. I'm like, "Huh? You ain't know. Why would you? She wouldn't be with him. You know what I'm saying? She was not my sister. She's like, shoot, they was together. They said they together." I'm like, "Huh?" So I text her. Cause I hadn't seen her neither. I had moved after because we fighting. I'm asking, I text. I was like, "So I just seen home. I just seen my homeboy." I said, "He just told me that he seen you and my and my boyfriend. He said he seen y'all together. Said y'all was a couple." I asked her. I was like, "So is y'all together? What's going on?" She was like, "No." She sent me this long. She didn't text me right back. She texted me back probably like a couple of days later. But anyway, she texted me back a couple of days later saying that they was together. So I'm like, "Huh? Okay." So I left it alone. So here it is. It's coming to be Christmas time. So my mother always on Christmas. My mother cook on Christmas, Thanksgiving, and the 4th. She could quick. So she told us we had to be there about 12. So I had got my cousin and my homeboy to go with me because my homeboy was staying with me over there. North side, he used to be coming. I had got me a little friend. Had a little friend, of course. I always pull them. But anyway, so we go down. So I was like, we're gonna go down to my mother's house, and I was like, I don't know what's about to happen when we go down here. You know what I'm saying? So it was a few cars there when we got there. So my homeboy was like, "Mom, do she got some chitlins?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he from Chicago." She's like, I was like, "Yeah, she got some chitlins." I called and asked her if she had some chitlins. She was like, "Yeah, he can get a few or whatever." So my cousin was like, she wanted a couple. I don't eat them. I grew up on them, but I don't eat them no more because pork is not good for you. But you're supposed to have a little pork. You're supposed to have a little pork. Get a little pork, But anyway, so we in there. So I go, as soon as I walk in, I'm about to get ready to go down because in my mother's house she got a sun deck. It's like a patio, but it's in. It's got an air conditioner. It's like another little room. So I finna walk in there, and guess who's sitting in there? And I was looking. It was like a golf ball was in my throat because I asked so I wouldn't be like that. I couldn't even say nothing. The energy in the house had went totally left because it's always. Why would you want to have sex? No, don't do that, people. You know what I'm saying? Just get your own man. It ain't that deep. It's somebody for everybody. You don't have to sleep behind your sister. You don't have to sleep behind your cousin. You don't have to sleep behind your homeboy. You don't gotta do none of this. There's a lot of dudes out here for it. It's enough love for everybody in the world. You just gotta find the right person that's gonna be there. That's for you. But anyway, that was a little that was damage. That's trauma. That's trauma. But that's the thing that she that's what they were. Me, I was the type like that. All that I couldn't be. I wasn't into prostitution. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna. That's priceless. That's priceless. And plus, I'm gonna give me some money anyway. They're gonna give me some money anyway, and I ain't gotta touch nan nigga. I ain't had to touch nan one of them. They gonna give me something anyway. I ain't gonna get something anyway. But anyway, so after that scene, that I didn't go back around for a while. I ain't talk to my mother. I ain't talk to nobody. I just left that alone. Got my new friend. Lived my life. My son. Got him straight. So now my son. We right there. My son. 15. He was in the 10th grade, and every day at school, every day I got to go to this high school. He about to get to fighting up here, the high school. So I was like, I'm gonna take we moved to the country. We moved all the way to the country, like for real. No, we didn't. Back it up. We moved back to the south side. I moved to on the main strip of the south side. We moved right there. So we was staying right there. He was going to he was still going to the high school. We were about to get ready to move. I been about to get ready to move out that apartment because there was a lot going on with that apartment. It was like slummish, and she was charged like $500-$600 for the apartment, and didn't after it had rat. Ugh. But anyway, so we was getting ready to move or whatever, and I kept on telling him, I was like, I'm gonna give me a Dodge Ram, I'm gonna give me a Dodge Ram truck, and I'm gonna give you this car. I'm gonna get this Dodge Ram, and I'm gonna give you this car right here. You can drive this little car right here, and I'm gonna drive the truck. He was like, you gonna get your Dodge Ram for real? You know what I'm saying? Right after before we had moved to country or whatever. So I pull up to the gym where he was at. I pull up to the rec center where he was at. He said, you said you was gonna get that truck. I pulled up in a Hemi. Pulled up in the truck. But anyway, I'm just telling the story. So yeah, so we moved to the country. That's what he graduated from in 2018. He graduated in 2018 with honors. I've been trying to get him to go to college. He finally went to college last year. After he called himself buffing up at me, he decided to go to college. I'm very grateful for that because that's all you want. That's all I knew to tell him. It's no guide on how to raise children. It's no guide. It's no guide for nothing. They don't want to tell you nothing, especially not the dark parts. Not the ones that you done pushed out and fed all their life, talking back, disrespect. What? This boy, man, listen. So, okay. Yeah, we moved down there, so then something happened down there. Life is happening. I don't know, but life is happening. And we wound up, when we moved to the country, my mother stayed in the country too, so we wound up having to go over my mother's house. So that's in between. Okay, it was in 17. So we go up there, 17, get ready to go into 18. So we go up there. I had bought a truck from her, invoice. So she had to put the truck in the shop and she put the truck in the shop to get it fixed and bought my son a car on his birthday. I was finna buy him a car. I didn't want her to do that. They people just have a way of punching you in your throat. Family members do to try to make you look like you ain't got nothing going on with that. You ain't shit. You ain't nothing. That's what you ain't nothing. I'm like, what? I kind of thought like that because I was reckless with my lifestyle. I ain't gonna lie, reckless with it. Didn't know no better. Didn't nobody tell me. I didn't know. I was just, like I said, I went from elementary school to grown, just trying to know what to do, make sure. Then I got pregnant right before it was like I supposed to be graduating. I did graduate. But I'm just saying, I supposed to be, it was a lot of things I had that I wanted to do with myself that I didn't get a chance to do because guess what? I had a boyfriend that was older than me and he got me pregnant. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so get up there or whatever. So that's when my husband reached out to me. Just out the blue. This is probably like, I moved up there probably like in January. This is probably like at the end of February 2018. So I get a phone call, which now it's Messenger, FaceTime. So he like, hey, I'm like, what's up? He like, is you ready for me? I'm like, yeah. Lying like a motherfucker. What we gonna go with? I'm gonna land on the damn couch. But I was like, yeah, just thinking he was BSing. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for you. He was like, okay, well, I'll be there tomorrow. I'm like, okay. So we talking all through the night. I'm falling asleep. I was working at this plant back there in the country. I was working at the plant. Damn steel toes had my damn feet hurting. I had to go in at 5 o'clock in the morning and got off at 2. So we was talking or whatever, and he made it or whatever. So when he made it, I couldn't go because he was used to this person with everything up. He was used to this. He seen this extraordinary person he thought had it together, but I did not have it together. I did not have it together. I didn't know. I knew, but I just didn't know how to keep it stable because didn't nobody teach me that. I just seen everybody move. We just moved a lot. I just thought that's what we're supposed to do, just moving around. Just keep getting Chris moving around. You don't have to keep just living here. When they tell you guys time to go, you have to move out. You just go get another apartment. That's what I'm thinking. That's all I'm doing is go get another crib. But it didn't work like that this time. So my son about to get ready to graduate. He was in his last year of school because before I had moved to the country, he was talking about he about to quit school. I had to bow him up. I had him in his throat like that. Boy, you better take your ass. Boy, you better what? They tell me I ain't nothing every day. My mother say, you not da 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 boop da doo. I'm just looking like, do she talk to the rest of do she swing on y'all like she swing on me? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I'm over there or whatever. So my stepdad, he cool. I call him old man. Cool. He cool. He so cool, y'all. Coolest old man I know. For real, for real. So he good and he make my mother smile. You know it's good if you I ain't never seen my mother smile my whole life until she got with him. Ever. So but anyway, so that's a good thing. But anyway, so we up there, whatever. He had this little car that he used to be letting me drive or whatever to work and if I need to run a couple of errands or whatever. So when my husband had made it to up here to Alabama, um it took me a couple of days, but I finally made it up here. It was a couple of days or whatever. So I he needed my son needed to use the car, so I needed to get in the car. I told him to drop me off on my cousin's house. Her miss is, I said take me on my cousin's house. He dropped me off on my cousin's house. She took me to where he was at, and then he came pick me up back in the car with my son. Came to pick me up from where we was at. So that's we was kicking and we was hanging out. Then he just disappeared for 2 weeks. Then he reappeared and he was like, "What you doing? What we want to do?" So I was like, well, we can go down. I needed to take a shower because I was like, well, I just got off work, you know what I'm saying? I need to go to the house, but I was just coming up here to see you or whatever. And he was like, well, let me go down there with you because he was up here with his homeboys or whatever, staying with his homeboy because we go get a room, we gonna pay for it. I'm not gonna spend all my money in the damn room with you. What you gonna do? Oh, okay. So we waited. Then we finally the night that me and my mother had got into it so bad, he was like, "Hey, I thought you finna hit your mother. You don't never supposed to hit your mother," which he helped me to understand the difference, even though it was wrong, even though she did me wrong, it's still my mom, you know what I'm saying? So he really helped me with that. I really did. But then he would do it to his mother. So anyway, we got that straight or whatever. We leave, we move, we get us a place. We stayed in the place for about 4 months, and then we left. He took me. I went from Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Arkansas, Wisconsin, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is how I made it back to Alabama in 2019. I'm from Oklahoma. I ain't never been to Oklahoma. I went to Wisconsin, Arizona. I've been to Albuquerque. I've been to Dallas. You know, about 35 of them, 36, 37 of the states. But anyway, just going. He said I asked him what he was gonna do before we actually linked up. I asked him before my birthday because we linked up before my birthday. Like probably like I asked him in April. I asked him like in April. No, probably by June. I was like, so my birthday getting ready to come up. So what are you gonna do to make me know that this is gonna be something different from all these other ratchets niggas? He was like, I'm gonna take you around the world because you need to get out of you need to get out of Alabama. You need to see something. I said, I'm a